vet, I'm not a doctor, I'm a professional. Treat me that way. And I was so down, I was so humiliated. I never spoke to anyone. And my manager spoke, who was a woman, she came up to me and she said, you should have discussed it with me instead of letting him know. So that is the first time that hit me so hard. I thought it happened, well, it never happened to me, but
here's what my salary was signing up for this role, here's what it is right now, here's the rate of inflation, these are the projects that I worked on, I want the raise, I think it is justified, I want this much. And the response that I got was, but you cannot earn more than the chief accountant, and he's a man. At that point, I decided, okay, it's time. You can't really change the system, but you can change the place where you live. So at that point, the decision about immigration.
Really get in a position to, and we can do a better job as a culture to really get into a strong feedback culture. And one of the coaching sessions I was on, so that you need to give people permission to give you feedback and be in a position to receive it. And as much as we're all empowered here, we're doing the things that are getting us ready, there could be other opportunities that we want to make sure that we're not losing sight of to continue to work on in terms of getting feedback from others. And I'll share a personal example. Early in my career, I was doing networking meetings, the information meetings, to meet with new contacts in the hope of transitioning in my career and getting to a new job. And my goal in those meetings, as most people who are doing those meetings is to build connections. And
the person who's been through that, how can I help you? Yes, we all need that space. In life, we have those difficult conversations with our managers, but at the same time, if I'm not good enough in English, okay, then can you really teach me? Okay, then give me a few goals, short term, long term, how you can help me. At least I have to look up to somebody. So those type of persons, it's difficult to find. And when I was looking at the whole table, we had this so much connecting discussions. I felt like all those males should be here today. They should have listened to all of us, that's how we think. Maybe that's the time people will change. At least they will change in their family, in their personal life, then the reflection will come towards corporate life, because that comes later.
If we actually don't share that with the world, no one's going to know, right?
Yes.
And the people who need to know are men. So right now, it's good that we're ideating and bring all that to the table. But one day it would be great if half of them are women discussing it and men are listening. Or our audience should be men and women, of course, but men should be also involved, or at least listeners to hear what we have to say, as opposed to being in the center stage all the time. Women are going to be in that position, and we're sharing the difficulties that we have with other men so that they know.
First thing which we specifically on our table discuss the thing. So the mat leave is not the gray area, or that's not the zone where employee needs to be put out on their own zone. And if we can create something in that space where they are still the part of the team and they feel being valued as they are the member of the team, it's nothing like they are just on a vacation or something like that. That's the one thing which definitely we learned today from all the inputs we received from the valuable ladies from the table.
Comes from empathy. He had empathy for his wife, and he thought, she's in a difficult situation, I want to help her. Why did he have that empathy? He understands because he was an immigrant like her. A lot of people here, not everyone, but a lot of people here are immigrants, men and women. That's a connection point that we have. Empathy, because we understand how hard it is to restart your life in a new country. So that could be kind of like a stepping stone, or like to kind of reduce that gap that we have, is trying to help or trying to get the message through immigrant men, for example, people that you know at work who understand their situation as well.
Get 5 people on, get 5 women on the table on the front, get 100 men, how am I going to make the money? Right? Go solve it all. Right? That's the thing. It's business. We're here for business. It's business. Right? So how are you going to make the money? Right? If you kind of give them an idea and give them a plan and tell them I'm going to make you money, so.
Do you think that the women founders here, they don't know how to make them out because they're still facing the challenges?
I don't think that at all. I just think we haven't talked about it. Right? How are you going to make money? right? And how we can help each other and how we can support each other and how we're, it's human beings. Like, there's a women-led thing here, but humans are selling humans. And I think that's how you're going to get empowered.
Men want the dry, cutthroat way, but women understand that you can't do real business that way. We need empathy. We need all those things that men don't like. Sorry. And that's the problem, is that we have these two different directions that we want to go to, and then think, oh, this is such a waste of time. But that time is necessary to get to the objective. So the journey for us is very important. You want results right now? The problem is it's the journey that you need to focus on a lot more, not you.
If there is one takeaway that I can ask our panelists here, what is your one takeaway that you took away from today?
I just think that our self-worth is very important, and we shouldn't be discouraged by what we're seeing around us, and we just should not give up, and we shouldn't let ourselves be brought down by people around us. You have to just keep fighting and try to support each other, women amongst each other.
We need to be so lofty and ambitious to have radical change. Like, it takes every single one of us doing what's a little bit uncomfortable. Like I said, getting on that board, get on the nomination committee of that board, so that you are getting more women on that board after you. Be strategic about it.
At an institutional level, creating more visibility for women through speaking opportunities, through exposure to those senior levels, exposure across the organization. You've been reading about this, about journalists or experts. Usually when you see experts on TV, it's in men. So there's like a conscious, it's a conscious decision if you start bringing in women experts. So it's kind of the same idea, just creating those pathways for more visibility for women in very public enterprise spaces. And then the second idea, this is Ida's. I thought it was so cool because it wasn't just measuring diversity. I'm going to bring up your idea because literally I've never heard it before, and I think it's really cool. But tying up the value of the companies with KPIs around diversity and having women, having pathways for women in leadership. So having that be part of how a company is valued. Almost the same idea of B Corp for for the environment, like having a certification, but having that for diversity, having external auditors see if you're kind of measuring against those KPIs, and then tying up the value of your company with that. It's an awesome idea. Yeah, just wanted to thank you so much. So with that, we will end the panel today, and I would love for you to have a huge round of applause for yourselves because it's your idea. Thank you very much.